It's a Week 9 matchup set to go here between the Miami Dolphins and the New York Jets. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25.
Coach suggestions,
Ready.
Right.
Ready.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And an early how do you do right there as they're going to bury him in the backfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
An awful lot of congestion in the middle third of the field, but how about our defensive tackle right there? He didn't just hold the line, he provided some push and smacked the ball carrier down for a loss.
On play action, here's Tua. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Well, Charles, sometimes we talk about the lengths officials sometimes go to protect star quarterbacks, but that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks. But when it's a star back there, even more so are they going to be diligent about throwing the flag.
And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Dolphins first down. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And this one is incomplete.
These 2 teams met down in Miami earlier this year with the Dolphins winning that one. So they are looking for the sweep here at MetLife.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Tua going to throw.
Open man, that's Gesicki down the field.
A big change in field position there. That's 40 yards on the catch and run.
And CD, we have seen some great runs the last few times we've been together, but I think we can at least put this one in our top 5. That was a determined gallop there.
So now following the big play, they've got a 1st and goal all the way down at the 10. And he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8. Not quite the success they had last play. This one goes for 3 yards.
The ball on the 8 still could get a first down technically, 2nd and 7.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Let's put it up.
Up the middle they go with McAllister. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year.
And the Dolphins will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Choose the player to read. Options under. There are 3 categories. You have 15 options. Cover 1. Be all.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this is picked up by the Dolphins.
On the move past the 40. Still going inside the 20.
And this is brought all the way back. A fumble recovery and taken to the house for a Miami touchdown.
You have 15 options. Advantage selected.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And it's now 14-0.
Teams, you have 6 options. Kickoff left is selected.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Option is set to 3. There are 3 categories. You have 12 options. Gold blitz line is selected.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
4-4 their record through 8 games on the season. Would you say that this team has overperformed, underperformed, or are they kind of right where you thought that they would be?
Do you mind if I say yes, and yes? Because ultimately to me, 4-4 is about where they should be, because we've seen weeks where they've been really, really good. They've looked terrific. Other weeks where we wondered just how good is this team. They want to be consistent in their play, not consistently inconsistent, which is what they've been thus far.
This defense for the Dolphins, they were very solid last week in the victory over Baltimore.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult.
But when this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked up by Noah Igbenogany. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, right? Because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like
touchdown Dolphins. Jalen Waddle, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that makes the score 21-0.
Special teams, you have 6 options. Kickoff left is selected.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Entering play call formation. There are 7 categories. There are 3 subcategories. Option is set to over 15 plays. You have 3 to 4. Odd. There are 2 categories. You have 15.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
And they are back down to 500 following the loss last week. Consistency has been a real...
No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
Out of it. Middle third. Give cushion.
They'll run with Hall. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield.
Give cushion. Middle third.
They'll try and throw for it here. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted.
Well, we saw plenty of that during his much-heralded college career. He parlayed that into becoming a first-round selection. And now here he is making interceptions in the National Football League.
And this is a guy that has all the physical tools, but the thing that sets him apart is what he's got between his ears. And that's the sixth sense for knowing where the football is going. Just an excellent play there to create the turnover.
And that is caught. Touchdown,
Entering
Miami.
play call. Coach suggestions. There are 9
Boy,
categories.
Charles, this
You have
offense is
15
just so
options.
explosive.
Advantage
They lead the
selected.
league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we
Entering
often
play call.
overstate
Special teams.
about how
You have 6
explosive teams
options.
are, but this team is
Kickoff
truly a
left
threat to
selected.
score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
3. Go to blitz 2.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. And he can't find a
receiver, and he's brought down. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. They're going to look to throw. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big 3rd down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test him early. But it proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
And Bojorquez on to punt as he gets it away. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And it'll be Dolphin football. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And Charles, they're really stringing these possessions and scores together early. We're still in the first quarter, but if they can score again here, look out.
Yeah, and as you taught me when we're broadcasting games, one word we're supposed to avoid, and that's blowout.
Entering play. Option is HD counter.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Play action. Now it's Tua. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had a window to push that ball downfield, but as soon as he released the throw, the corner was there to slam that window shut.
Cross.
They fake the handoff. Now Tua. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. A gain there of 21 yards. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Coaches talk about it all the time. Players talk about it as well. Excellent job staying disciplined in coverage and making that stop. Inside the red zone, every stop like that could be preventing a possible touchdown.
Now Tua just going to bat this forward on the end around. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door. Boy, an effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
And what they're always hoping on that type of a play, that they can get to the end of the line and have a chance to turn it upfield as he did there. That means they controlled the blocking and took care of the defensive end of the outside linebacker to give him that lane.
Now, I guess I need to clarify. I said getting their wideouts involved in the run game, but of course that was actually a pass as he popped it forward. 2nd down and goal. Tua. Touchdown! Jalen Tolbert, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Dolphins continue to pull away here this first half. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the route is on here this first half.
6 options. Kickoff left is selected.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Braxton Berrios selected to bring it out. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
Over. Cover 6. Cover 1. Spread.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And this won't do it. He needed 6. He only got halfway there.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down. They just said, we've got faith in our tackles. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Dolphins get the football in great field position. So they take a big chance here in their own territory. And you think the coach may have some questions to answer?
Yeah, and, you know, normally we focus on the media, right? The social media barrage.
He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Tyreek Hill, his 21st touchdown of the season. And the Dolphins have taken a 6-touchdown lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the route is on here in this first half.
Kickoff left is selected.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Berrios going to bring this out of the end zone. Now a hit and a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy, because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes it.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Dolphins are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Just the one misstep for them in the first half of the season. 7-1 is the record at the midway point. And in terms of whatever power rankings you want to go by, got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Sanders now to have the extra point.
15 options, advantage is selected.
And the route is on here in this first half.
Entering play call, special teams. You have 6 options. Kickoff left is selected.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
Cover 1 robber.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves them with 3rd and 5. They'll look to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Normally I'd say this will lead to a punt attempt, but this offense already shown in the first half that they'll go for it on 4th down.
Oh, they should have already said punt it, punt it. Head coach have already made that decision.
3 to 4. Cover 4 quarters.
Let's go now.
Give cushion. Give cushion.
They're going to try and throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Dolphins are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. Well, CD, you know, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. With 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked him off.
Yeah, instead of analyzing what's going wrong with him, throwing the football, while we look at the defense, they came in prepared. Had an excellent game plan, well scouted, and they're taking it away at almost every turn.
On 1st down, Tagovailoa. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now here's a timeout defensively. Defensive timeout called by the Jets. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down.
Cross.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And, oh, it's incomplete. Oh, that would have been 6 points, but somehow he couldn't rein it in.
Well, it hasn't been a banner first half for the defense trying to cover him today, but they'll take that one right there, helping force that incompletion.
And again, it's Tagovailoa. Got a man, it's Waddle, complete. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. 1:54 left on the clock here in quarter number 2.
Post corner.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And this heads straight to the sideline. I don't think they're going to let him get away with that. Nope, they won't. Here comes the flag. We saw it too. Nobody in the vicinity of that throw, and that earns him the penalty.
Yeah, you've got to at least get it close enough to one of your own guys in order to dodge the penalty.
Throwing now is Tagovailoa. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Tyreek Hill on his way to a historic performance. 4 first-half touchdowns. And the Dolphins are pouring it on. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the route is on here in this first half. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Berrios now from his end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18.
Free formation. Cover. Normal. You have 9 options.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession.
Audible.
They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track. And my goodness, another interception. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. Well, that is now his 5th interception thrown in this game. And, Charles, you've got to tip your cap to this defense. I mean, they have been so impressive reading these passes, stepping in those lanes, and picking them off.
Yeah, sometimes the best offense is an excellent defense, and they've done exactly that. What do you think, partner? A season's worth of highlights in just 4 quarters? I think that's what we're seeing.
Touchdown, Dolphins! Jalen Tolbert, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Dolphins have got it on cruise control. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the route is on here in this first half.
6 options. Kickoff left is selected.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Berrios going to bring this out of the end zone. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football.
Cover to formation.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure.
Cover 2 man.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down. So an incomplete pass a moment ago, and that leads to 2nd and goal. Back to throw here. He's going to loft one deep left side here. He's got a man complete. And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? When you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. Now Lutz for the field goal try. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. The kick by Lutz is good. So the big return had him fired up, but in the end the offense stalls out. They only mustered 3.
Yeah, the excitement was there after the return, but they didn't move the ball at all after that. They didn't even get a first down.
The Jets kick team out now to boot this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
Okay, ready?
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And with a huge lead already, they may be thinking, hey, our job's complete for these first 2 quarters. Let's get this to the locker room. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Even in today's NFL, when we think of the tight end position now as really a glorified wide receiver, we're still asking a lot of those guys. They have to block as well, and every now and then, they don't come down with the football.
To his throw, pulled in by Tolbert. And he's got room. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. And the Dolphins are going to get a fresh set of downs.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Jets going to get the football first, and they trail as well as we get back underway in this second half. Berrios now from his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember.
And now here is another interception. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. But that one is going to sting. First play of the 3rd quarter and a turnover.
And you have to know that at halftime, they spent a lot of time going through their checklist of what they wanted to accomplish to start this 3rd quarter. Turning it over like this was not on that list.
Not at all. You come out of the locker room trailing, so that first drive to establish momentum is very key. Crucial. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll run up the middle with McAllister. And room there to work it inside the 25. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Cross. Fade.
Now Tua. And he'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. His big day receiving just keeps getting bigger. He's over 200 yards now on the afternoon. Here's Tua.
And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down.
Right.
Tua going to tap this forward on the jet sweep. And he is in. Touchdown, Miami. A great play there. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Dolphins just continue to roll. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Berrios going to bring this out of the end zone. And he returns this to the 22. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto, until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter.
There he goes right side. He's at the 30, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, New York. A big play there. 87 yards. And the Jets are able to claw one back. Let's go on the extra point. So they do get one score back, but still a long way to go here in the third quarter. The Jets kick team out now to boot this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Still comfortably on top, third quarter, as they start things here with a 1st and 10. And going deep for Hill. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown. I don't think you can get any more efficient or tidy, whatever word you want to use in that. In one play, 75 yards in zone.
Yeah, efficient, tidy, excellent words. How about explosive? 75 yards, one play. That means everyone handled their assignment, doesn't it? It doesn't just mean that the defense broke down. They really executed the way that was drawn up on the whiteboard. Big-time play, big-time result.
Berrios now from his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. So this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
He's got a man, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain.
Keep half. Give cushion. Give cushion.
Now back to throw. Going right back to Wilson. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down.
Entering franchise screen, you have 6 options. Entering, cancel pop-up waiting for your peer to resume online game. Go, pop-up menu, you have 3 options. Entering, SUBL, slot 2. Slot 1. Slot 1. RDT selected. RRE select. RLE selected. Stat pop-up menu. You have 2 options. Entering screen team stats. Scoring summary. Player Q complete. Passing touchdowns 9. Rushing selected. Receiving selected. And entering cancel. Entering nickel blitz 3 cover 1 hole.
They'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down.
Give cushion.
They'll set up to throw. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 32-yard line. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first from the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10.
She wills back off. Give cushion.
He'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Ali. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. Now a timeout called for by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
Just what they need, electric from me, but subpar offense is what helped get them into this spot. And now they're continuing the trend with incompletions. That won't get them out of it if they don't change something soon.
And my goodness, another interception. And the Dolphins are going to take over at their own 13-yard line. And we now have a new single-game interception king, a record-breaking 5th pick there.
If that's not the true definition of a ball hawk, I don't know what is. That is absolutely phenomenal. What comes to mind quickly, partner, is one of the more recent ones to get to 4. D'Angelo Hall, a terrific player in his own right, but in this case, 5. That sets a brand new NFL record.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Entering play call, Eagle H type. There are 30 categories. You have cross.
Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. And going deep for Hill. And got his man complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. That one good for 37 yards.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
2 and now on 1st down. To a hit, and the ball is out. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line. Good starting position for the Jets as they come up 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 49.
Give cushion.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. This one finds Wilson downfield. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Garrett Wilson, 51 yards. Loves to try to end the PAT. And they make the score a little bit more respectable here in our final quarter of play.
Special teams, you have 6 options. Return left is selected.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked out officially at the 21.
That's Ryan.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. CD, I mean, they have just been scoring at will. It's been score after score after score, and a lot of times we use the term blowout for a lopsided ball game. But this has kind of gone past that. I think we're in historic territory right now.
You nailed it. Historic territory. Perfect phrase for what we are watching. If this were a movie, what kind of rating would we put on it? Who would you allow to watch what we're watching right now? Let's hope this one gets over fast, because this game, well decided a long time ago.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
Texas.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on third down here. He's going to air one out. He's got a man, complete.
And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10.
Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. He's going to try and go deep again. And it's intercepted at the goal line.
Picked up by Ashton Davis. And the Jets are going to get it back here just shy of the 20.
Their passing game has been spectacular this afternoon. Finally, a win for the defense.
You think maybe there was an adjustment there? Finally gained a measure of, I don't even know if you call it revenge, but got a play done against him, and that's been difficult for them all game long.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Throw left side, complete to Ingram. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Good work after the catch, going to net him 23 in a first. He'll drop to throw.
Oh, he's going up top for Wilson. And boy, another ill-advised throw there, as that will wind up incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 38-yard line.
Give cushion. Give cushion. Give cushion.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
Taking in left side, it's Wilson.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. 25 yards there on the catch and run. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Back to throw again. And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big. The Lutz will look to add the extra point. And they make the score a little bit more respectable here.
And during play call, special teams, you have 6 options. Return left is selected.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
Well, CD, you and I do a lot of games together, but it is pretty rare that we do a game of this margin. I mean, this has just been total domination.
And this is caught at the 20.
And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
That catch, number 750 of his NFL career, and it puts him even with not just one but 2 Hall of Famers, Michael Irvin and Charlie Joyner. So some pretty good company at 7'5".
Now you're talking about the playmaker, Michael Irvin, and the guy who just made plays, Charlie Joyner. That's what we're seeing here. Similar style in terms of being dependable, being open, and turning it into plays that you remember.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
But their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy, because That gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
Texas. Cross.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Sanders on for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
You have 6 options. Kickoff left is selected.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
It certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go to each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for Miami, they're setting themselves up as a major contender as they move to 8-1 now on the year. And they'll have another road date next week with the Cincinnati Bengals. Meanwhile, for the Jets,
I come alive in the dark, and I keep getting stronger.
Franchise is selected. Entering Jalen Waddle. You have 7 options. Play key threat.
I win every time if I want to. The world mine if
You
I
have
want
ratings.
to. Make the world mine cause I want to.
Angelo, Christian Will. You have 6 options. Front stopper. Ratings. You have 7 options. Upgrade is selected. You have abilities. You have 6 options. Upgrade is selected. You have 5 options. Overviews. You have 6 options. Upgrade is selected. You have ratings. Yes. Entering week sketch. Entering franchise hub screen home. Practice. Man. 2 new injuries is selected. Entering in player name P. Skura, player name J. Cullen, player name P. Pickens.
I win every time if I want to. The world mine if I want to.
Eagles select player name 49, player Jaguars, Jet, Lions select Packers, Jet, player name Packers, Panthers, Patriots, Raiders, Ravens select Saints, Seahawks, Steelers select Texans, Titans, player name Vikings select player Bears select Bengals, Bills select Broncos, Browns, Buccaneers, Cardinals, Chargers select Chiefs select player name Commanders select Cowboys select player name DeHenry.
I'm making pigs fly, now I move mountains. I would have beaten the heart of a crash test dummy. I'm more so astounded. Yeah. Look up and beam to the stars so you can turn off the lights. I do the impossible, impossible. impossible, impossible.
Yeah, that my Brooklyn, go see Chirac, Southside, C12, 911, grrr to the reality, we still outside. Mine on the richest, heart in the trenches. You can't throw dirt on the underground, we thrive in it. Ghana boy stocks on the rise, Charlie, this flex know they ready. See, we went on the ride nobody with, we the ones who started with it. Translation, Yani had to buy, Yani had Yanni hits. This goes so hard, even the ops go with it, That's how you know we lit. Grrr,
Trust, been taking no loss. We be the hottest on the scene. Gemstones from the dust. Big dog, pretty leash. Where's the love in the streets? Pour my heart on the beat. See that blood on my sheets. Yeah, when me ready, me hit it heavy. I zoom out the pride of my people already. Them I see early. Me, I'm just sharing my journey. I'm thankful the people they hear me. Tribe of Joseph, I'm ahead of the bunch. P5, I was starving for months. A running cut in, but on my pockets, me need my DNA. Baby for lunch, but we call me a star before BBC. Don't take a lot to get rid of me. Me and them don't get the same. Me and them don't get the same. Boy, that them don't know the name is. They say I move like I'm nameless. Cause I only go for the money back.
Entering week skip. Entering franchise hub screen home. Top players week 1. Top players. Top players week. Top players. Top players. Top players week 8. Top players week 8. Entering week skip. Entering franchise hub screen home. U-Box 4 is selected. Players entering dot. Pass attempts 30. Pass average yard. Team name. Passing yards 700. Entering week skip. Entering league. Entering new screen. Tackle leaders. Intercept sack leaders. Rushing leaders. Passing leaders. X stats ampersand awards. Entering stats NFL enter award rank coach of the year select MVPs AFC selected award DPOY Roy selected award rank best QBs best RB select entering 2025 NU entering week skip entering franchise hub screen league. You have 8 option league entering league entering you have 8 options view league entering new stats ampersand awards entering stats entering season NFL select player name pass completions 182 pass attempts 200 pass attempts 269 pass completions 1 pass completions 1 pass completions 100 passing yards 4 passing TDS 45 pass completion percent pass completion pass completion percent pass attempts 100 pass attempts 148 pass completion passing TDS 30 passing TDS pass completions 182 Passing TDS 45. Pass completion. Average yards per game 0.0. Average passer rating 100. Average yards per attempt 60. Longest pass 7. Longest pass 100. Longest long time sack 14. Times games downs played 3 downs played 300 down long receiving select downs played player name receiving average yards per game 1 receiving total yards 1 receiving AVG per run after catch 392 run after catch average 8 longest games played average receiving touchdowns 21 receiving touchdowns 21 you have 6 option ratings overview abilities overview player name M. Brown entering season stats entering weeks entering franchise hub option you have 8 practice manage roster is NFL rosters entering